Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Brian the Floridian. Coming to you from St. Augustine, Florida. One of the oldest, perhaps the oldest city in America. Definitely the first settlement ever in this country. But anyway, just here for the weekend, just going to check out, see the sights and sounds of St. Augustine, and see what's around here, and show you what I see when I'm walking around this historic old town. But anyway, I want you guys to follow me. Follow me. So St. Augustine was founded in 1565 by Pedro Menendez Aviles, who was actually the first Florida governor. He was a Spanish admiral that came over here and established a colony here, established the settlement. And this is supposedly the first settlement in the United States here, right here in northeast Florida. With lots of history here, lots of brick-lined streets, lots of old architecture here. Especially, you'll see like a lot of the Spanish colonial architecture around this whole city here. There is lots of history here. Some of these buildings are have been here since the 1700s, and they're still standing over here behind me. But anyway, let's go take a look and check out a little bit of a walking tour through St. Augustine. I'll show you what I see, guys. So one of the first things I stopped at was Flagler College, and that is not Flagler College over there. It is actually behind me, which used to be the former Hotel Ponce de Leon. This huge monstrosity right here on this whole city block. So this hotel was actually built by Henry Flagler. He was a gentleman, a railroad magnate, also a hotel developer. He built a lot of these hotels in Florida and all over the country, and also expanded the railroad system here throughout the country too. But anyway, this hotel was built in 1888. It was called the Hotel Ponce de Leon, and 540 rooms this hotel has. But it's got the classic Spanish colonial architecture. Take a look inside here. And it covers one whole city block. So it became Flagler College in 1968, I believe. But it's been a hotel. That's what it first started out as, a hotel. And it is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen anywhere in the world. But now it's a liberal arts college. It just looks magnificent. There's a few tour trolleys going around the city here. Big tourist place here in St. Augustine. Definitely a big tourist area. Lots of old history here. Alright, just going to take a walk through the campus here. And they do have historic tours of this building. So Henry Flagler was also the co-owner with John Rockefeller of Standard Oil. So he was already a rich man before he started his hotel endeavors. Man, look at that architecture right there. Really beautiful. Just a beautiful campus. Lots of tropical plants here. Greenery, just really beautiful here. It's really can't describe. I really can't describe how beautiful it is here in words. But it is amazing here. And they have a pool here too. So this is on the left side of the hotel, or left side of the college, and here's the grounds. Just like this old school looking lantern right here. You can hear the music from the bell tower up there. Which seems to come on every hour. What's pretty interesting are these railings along the perimeter of the college here, right on the outside, right by the sidewalk. Looks like they're made out of cast iron. Maybe it might have been here since the hotel was built. But it gives that illusion of definitely of being like one of the oldest cities or places here in St. Augustine. This little part's missing the links right from the railings here. But what's cool about this is I saw this fire hydrant. It definitely looks like something maybe from the 1800s. Looks really old. Alright, here's the front of the college, Flagler College. Definitely spectacular looking. A lot of museums here in St. Augustine to go visit. There's one over there called the Lightner Museum, which used to be called the Hotel Alcazar, which was also built by Henry Flagler. So standing right here in the front of the college. Here's a historic marker that talks about the hotel. So Henry Flagler actually developed a lot of Florida. But what's cool about this college is there's a bunch of windows, and I believe the foyer, yeah, the main foyer you walk into has a lot of these windows made by Louis Tiffany of New York back in the day, which were very, very expensive. Take a look and see if we can find those windows here. I think I see a few of them up there. So original windows from that time period. And here's a statue of Henry Flagler, born January 2nd, 1830. Passed away on May 20th, 1913. So this is on a National Historic Landmark of places here in the United States, as designated by that plaque. And here's the courtyard when you walk in. Two bell towers up there. Alright, here's the inside of the atrium, and on one of the ghost tours I found out that the sheriff's tour, there's a story behind this tile right here. It's supposed to be the face of Henry Flagler, which they had his funeral here, his eulogy, and come to find out that this piece was where his coffin laid, right here. And when they took the coffin out of this building, one of his workers found this, and they tried to get this off over the years with different cleaners, whatever. It wouldn't come off. That's the face of Henry Flagler. Well, definitely check it out online. You'll see a story about this. And there's the stained glass windows right over there. Another shot right here from the leading down from the stairs, the fountain. Just a beautiful campus. So guys, I've done the tour here a while back, so I'm not going to do a tour today because I've done this before. I'm going to show you the outside of the hotel and show you the main atrium, which I just did, with the little tile piece of Henry Flagler, which is old ghost folklore. I want to show you guys that, but pretty cool place. They weren't letting visitors go past the atrium, so I decided to leave. I'm going to take a look at this other place across the street called the Lightner Museum, which is one of his other former hotels, called the Alcazar Hotel. It's right over there. It's a pretty busy intersection right here. This is, I believe, Cordova Street and King Street. There's a lot of these tour trolleys here. But this museum was founded in 1948, the Lightner Museum, and sits at 25 King Street. Here's the grounds of it right here. Also a map of St. Augustine. Right when you walk onto the grounds of the Lightner Museum. So we are right smack dab right in the middle of downtown, historic downtown. Pretty nice looking fountain right on the grounds here, and right across the street was that Ponce de Leon Hotel, or Flagler College. And what's really cool, interesting, is they have these little Braille plaques here, so you can actually read the information on the placard. You can feel that if you're seeing impaired. And they do have an audio tour you can do also, I believe. So this is a statue. On my left is a statue of Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles, who founded St. Augustine.
Portraits, medieval instruments, all kinds of items inside authentic Victorian hotel rooms.
There's a trolley right here. Here's a sign about the hotel right in front of the hotel or museum. Alcazar Hotel. So this was actually opened in the same year as the Hotel Ponce de Leon across the street.
Now over here to the left is the former Hotel Alcazar. That was kind of like a pretty
Later purchased by magazine founder Otto Lightner of Chicago in 1947. Later became a museum. Here's a statue of Pedro Menendez de Aviles, the founder, the Spanish Admiral himself. But man, look at the architecture up there on these towers. It is simply amazing. The detail in all that Spanish style architecture. So I believe this was also City Hall at one time. This same Lightner Museum. According from this placard in 1973. But here is the courtyard as we're walking inside. Various shops inside here. Looks like a little restaurant. Alright, pretty looking, cool looking statue or bust right here in the courtyard. There's some huge coin in there.
Lightner Museum.
Mira que el grandote, ¿ves?
Pónganse todos así.
Mira los peces. Míralo, Fran, van para de vos.
Well, I was hoping to feed the koi, but it looks like they're out of food at this machine. So, fail. Another section of the hotel or Lightner Museum right on the outside. Here's the inside of the museum. And there's a picture of Mr. Lightner himself, Otto C. Lightner. Another pretty elaborate painting right here in the lobby of the Lightner Museum with 3 fates. Famous words from Otto Lightner right there. So this little guy has this fountain all by himself. Trying to find anything to eat in that little fountain. Any fish or anything that can come in that little oasis of his own right there. So behind this plaque is the governor's, looks like the governor's house at one time. It was a Spanish explorer's capital. With information about the building behind this plaque, which I'll show you in a second, but and there it is right there. The old Spanish governor's house or mansion, whatever you want to call it. Looks like a huge building, but got these little cannonballs right there with this cannon, which just kind of gives it that old Spanish fortress look to it. Definitely a nice looking tree right there too. So King Street is definitely pretty busy today. All the tour groups here, trolleys and trains, vehicles here. There's a governor's house right there. It's a museum. Right here at 48 King Street. This 8-inch Columbia cannon right here in the Civil War period. Right in this little park, right in the middle of downtown. Several little signs here marking different events that took place here. Andre Young Crossing was actually one of the pivotal events that led to the passage of the civil rights legislation. And it happened right here. Another historical marker right on the edge of the park, right in front of this big church across the street from King Street. This is called the Constitution Monument, and it was, I believe, placed here in 1813. In celebration of the newly formed government in Spain. And it is definitely noticeable right in this park. Right in the middle of this park is where this stands. So this whole place was called the Plaza de la Constitucion. This is this whole park right here. Oldest public space in America. There's a picture of it back in the early times. So definitely a synopsis of everything going on in St. Augustine right now from this plaza. You can see all the tourists here, historical landmarks situated around the park. Some of the old buildings right there. Some of the old cannons right here throughout the plaza park.
Forget about me when you walk on by. Will you call my name? Look, it starts looking right.
So this is called the Cathedral Basilica of St. Augustine, one of the oldest churches here. 1565. And the bell tower is going off right now. And they do offer free tours inside, which is nice. More of George Street down here. So some of these brick streets have been here since the turn of the century, probably even longer. This is what it looks like down a side street in St. Augustine. A lot of brick lined streets. Little shops, old buildings, crowds, tourists, tour guides, ghost walks. No visit to St. Augustine can be complete without doing a ghost walk, which I'm getting ready to do right here behind me. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Just follow me. So I'm going to be trying this ghost walk tour with Sheriff Guy White. Original Sheriff's Ghost Walk. Alright guys, got my ticket, which is my badge right here for the ghost tour. So getting ready to start at 8 o'clock. It's about 7:30, so it's not quite dark yet, but this should be interesting. Can't wait to find out what there is on this ghost tour.
My name is Sheriff Guy White. Yes, sir. I was a sheriff here in St. Augustine from 1896 until March of 1911. But on a night here, in March of 1911, I was called out to a little town 14 miles west of here to arrest three brothers. They were causing a lot of problems in that town that night. I deputized my best friend, a fellow by the name of Abe Schneider, to go with me. You know, sir, we went out that town. Yes, sir, we found those three brothers. We didn't arrest them, Rob, out here in St. Augustine. But as we're putting them in the old jail, I did not notice the oldest brother had a gun in his boot. He pulled a gun out, shot, and killed my partner instantly. Do not believe in ghosts. Wait until you see what you're going to see on the tour tonight, okay? It actually happened, I guess a little over a year ago now. Folks, it's a picture taken by a 12-year-old girl by the first cemetery they're going to go by here tonight. And folks, you're going to be standing right where this picture was taken. And yes, I've got that picture right here on the iPhone. And if you don't believe in ghosts, I'm always asked, is Sheriff, why is St. Augustine so haunted? But 455 years of history here. Wow, man, there's been a lot of death and tragedy that's happening in St. Augustine. Notice this house directly behind me. Notice the tall chimney on the side of the house. Notice the tall window up on the second floor. Folks, in 1957, there was a lady that lived in this house back then by the name of Miss Fay. Miss Fay was not a nice lady. Because, folks, when she stepped on the top step of that staircase, guess what happens? Flipped out from under her. She tumbles head first all the way down the narrow staircase. When she got to the bottom of the staircase, Miss Fay had a broken neck. Standing looking out the window. This time she whipped up the camera, took a picture, had that picture developed, had 10 copies blown of 8x10. Then she went back on St. George Street. Every one of those people that laughed at her or called her a liar gave them one of the pictures. So yes, folks, don't be surprised if you're shopping on St. George Street, you walking on your little stores and shops, in there looking around at the cool stuff they got. Don't be surprised to look up on the wall, folks, and see an 8x10 picture of this house with the lady looking out that window. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Yes, there's ghost stories about that place. But folks, the lady that owns that, she also sells my tickets. And she specifically requested, please, Sheriff, don't tell any ghost stories about my house. Because she thinks it chases people away. Add-on, built to the house in the 1920s. Why things happen in that particular little room, I have no idea. Folks, I've done research, man. I've gone back through archives, some newspaper clippings. I can't find anything ever tragically ever happened in that room. It's right here on the corner. That is called the Casa de Sueños, which means the House of Dreams. But folks, would you believe that back in the 1950s, that beautiful house right there was a mortuary or a funeral home? They were called the Talamato Indians. The Talamato Indians had a big village right over here. But folks, what you see in front of you, behind you right now, was the Talamato Indian burial grounds. So legend says, if you have any Indian blood in it all, no matter what it is, Apache, Sioux, Arapaho, Seminole, Cherokee, you stand here long enough staring in the cemetery and you'll start seeing shadows moving among the heads. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Huguenot Cemetery, or the public burial grounds. I very, very much for coming on the tour. Wow, I really enjoyed being your tour guide here tonight. It was an honor for me to do this tour for you. I hope maybe I told you a story you found a little amusing or a little interesting. Hey man, if I've done that for you here tonight, then I've done my job.